Tonight in Council Bluffs, Iowa, Winter Jam comes back for its 2016 tour, and with 11 Christian acts taking the stage, it's sure to be a great show. One of those acts is Matthew West, a Chicago native who is no stranger to the Metro. The four-time Grammy nominee took a few minutes during setup to have a chat with me. Hey everybody, Dustin Dale's back here again. I'm very excited tonight. Council Bluffs, Iowa. It is Winter Jam 2016. Not the first time they've been here. So great, they came back once again. Yeah. Now, if you see behind us here, they're getting set up for the show. It's not quite yet ready, but tonight, man, once 6:45 hits, it's going to be going. I'm joined right now by Matthew West, one of the headliners.
Good to see you, man.
How was the trip to Omaha?
Well, it was snowy, icy, but we made it safely. I think we've got 13 or 14 tour buses and semi-trucks, even more than that, that made it all the way here, and we're excited for what we believe is going to be a really special night here in Council Bluffs. And of course, we got to show some love to Omaha because we know it's right next door. So it's going to be a special night tonight. We've had a great start to the tour. I think this is our third full weekend. We're playing 48 cities across the country, and in the true spirit of the name Winter Jam, none of those cities are warm weather cities. So we're freezing out here, but we're having a great time.
Now, are you a winter fan? Do you like the snow, or is it you sick of it already?
I grew up in the Chicago area, so I'd like to think my skin's thick enough for the cold weather, but I've been in Nashville now for several years, and I think, I don't know if my blood has thinned or what it is, but I've gotten weaker. It's the ice and the snow has definitely hit me harder when we showed up in Omaha today.
I hear you. Now, you said you're from Chicago.
Yeah.
I know you're a baseball fan. The Cubs, they were so good this year, but didn't quite get there.
Well, we've been saying it for 100 years that next year is the year, but this is the year we can really say it with great confidence because that team showed some great promise, and they made some great offseason pickups. Now, don't get me started talking about sports because I could turn this into a sports show, but music is certainly a passion of mine. Baseball was my first love, so I'm cheering for the Cubs, and I know this area is a big baseball area. I mean, you got the College World Series, and as a kid, I came to the Rosenblatt Stadium, right, the older stadium, and in fact, years ago, I did a concert outside of Rosenblatt Stadium when I was just getting my career started, big parking lot concert. So I'm no stranger to the baseball world, but these days that's about as close as they let me get to the field is the parking lot, you know.
So if you could go back and do a career in baseball, would you take it in a heartbeat?
Oh, honestly, I wouldn't. I mean, there was a time where I would have said, hey, if I got drafted or I got a college offer, I was going to take it. That was my dream, and that's where my career was headed. That's where my passions were headed. But standing here today and watching the stage go up and knowing and being filled with great anticipation for what's about to take place on the stage tonight, this place is going to be filled with thousands of people, and we're going to have the chance to sing together and put on a show for people, and most importantly, send a positive message into a world that could use a little hope right now. So that's something that I wouldn't trade it for the world. I believe that I'm right in my sweet spot, making music, singing in front of people in Council Bluffs tonight. Sure, I wish it was a little warmer, but this is awesome, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Now, I understand when you were starting out with your music career, you had a bit of an arm injury. Did that delay you a little bit?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but when I hit the stage, I'm kind of a wounded warrior. I've had, if I were still an athlete, you'd call me injury prone. Okay. The guy who's always on the injured reserve. But I had an injury to my arm. I'll spare you the details, but it was pretty bad, and the doctors weren't sure I'd ever play guitar again. And to this day, I'm standing up. I'm still picking up a guitar. My fingers never regained full feeling, but now I have an excuse when I play the wrong chord. And then years later, I had surgery on my vocal cords. And so the very things that I need to do what I'm going to do tonight have, at one point in my life or another, they've been taken away from me. And I think what it's done is it's given me a greater appreciation for the chance to make music tonight. I hit the stage going, you know what? There was a time where my voice was taken away. I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to sing again. And so that's why there's going to be a big, ear-to-ear grin on me, because I'm just thankful that God's allowed me to continue to make music. I've got some scars to show for it, but you know what? We all do. We can't make it through this life without some scars, but they make us stronger and remind us what's really important in life.
Very true, very true. Now, along with the concert tonight, there's also some charity action going on.
Yeah.
What's going on with the charity action with this?
Well, that's one of the things I love about this concert. Like I said, the message of this tour is really a message of hope. It's a positive message from start to finish. All the different singers here, we're here on a mission, not just to entertain people, but to encourage people as well. And that encouragement comes in different forms. And so one thing I love about this tour is that it carries with it a sponsor. Now, instead of the sponsor being, a soda company or something like that, their sponsor is actually a nonprofit organization called WOWT International. And what they encourage the audience to do is to consider making their life richer by sponsoring a child that's in great need of our help. And so there's a woman who shares her story tonight, a powerful story of how her life was rescued through this organization, WOWT International. And so from the stage tonight, the audience will get to hear a little bit about this organization, and it's kind of like, it sort of makes this a concert with a cause.
Okay.
We want it to be more than just a concert. I made that my promise from the start of my career, is that when I go on tour, I want to leave a community better when I leave. And so sometimes we do fundraisers in cities, and we give to an organization in need. Another thing that they'll do is they take an offering tonight, and a percentage of that offering goes to a local organization to leave this community better. So those are just a few of the things that I love about Winter Jam, and I think the audience is going to love it too. In fact, I'm pretty sure that any minute now the lines will start, because every city, even in these cold weather cities, these lines have started forming long before the show. So, and I've been known to stop out and say hey to some of the people in the line. So if you're here early, you might see this mug, whether you like it or not, out in line, welcoming you and encouraging you to stay warm.
Now, I know there's a lot of people on this tour here, so I had some little rapid fire questions. I just want to get a feel for the tour, how everybody's doing.
Let's do it.
So, all right. So, of all the people on the tour, who's like the party animal? Who's the one who likes to have fun?
Well, my band likes to have fun. I mean, we all keep it clean. This is a pretty clean tour, so we're not getting into trouble necessarily, but we like to prank. Now, there's a rock band here called Red, and there's two brothers, Randy and Anthony, in that band, and they're some of the bigger pranksters of the tour. So we got to keep our eye out. We got to keep our eye on them, but the tour's still young, so they haven't tried to pull any big pranks yet.
Who on the tour is the big songwriter? Who's the one everybody likes to sit down and write with?
Well, gosh, I hope they'll say it's me by the end of this thing. But I love writing songs. That's my passion. So I actually started writing songs for other artists. And so it's cool, like a couple of the bands I've actually written songs for that are performing tonight. So that's always a fun thing. So by the end of the tour, there's a real camaraderie built with a lot of the different artists. And so you'll find us backstage before our shows actually writing songs together. And I hope that'll happen some more.
Okay. And who is is there like a wise group, someone that everybody goes to just to chat, just kind of vent, just kind of get their feelings from?
Yeah, well, the group that really is the foundation of this tour, Winter Jam, which is, I think, going on its 19th or 20th year now, is a group called New Song. And now, for those who listen to gospel music, New Song has been around for many, many years. And they're really the ones who founded this event, Winter Jam. And so the members of New Song are ones who've seen it. They've been there, they've done that, and they're a real great source of wisdom for us. Other than that, I've been around probably longer than some of these other younger artists that are there, and so hopefully they'll see me as someone that they could talk to. And it's kind of cool though, because the first weekend of the tour, we're all talking to each other. Everybody's watching each other's show, and we're saying, hey, what'd you think of my show? Is there anything I should change? And so I think there's a lot of mutual respect among this community. That's one of the things that makes this show special, and I think the crowd's really going to enjoy it. It's the perfect show for someone who's got ADD. The minute you get tired of a singer, guess what? Here comes a new one. So it's going to be a great night, and hopefully the crowd will be able to feel the camaraderie that we have amongst each other.
Okay, very cool. I got one last question here. This one came from one of our viewers. They said it comes from Doug Schmidt. And he says, you've been on the road with quite a few people over your career, and who was your favorite to tour with, and who challenged you the most?
That's a great question. I've always been a huge fan of Casting Crowns, and they invited me to go on tour with them, and we wound up having the opportunity to do some songwriting as well, and that really forged a really special friendship with Mark Hall, the lead singer of Casting Crowns. Together, their new song is a song that we wrote together. It's called Just Be Held, and so that was one of those neat relationships that was built where by the end of the tour, it was like, man, I think I found a friend for life and a songwriting friend for life. And so they showed me a lot. They taught me a lot. And much of the way that I conduct our tour life as a band is really inspired by how I watched them do it. And so they really taught me a lot.
Very cool. Well, thank you for joining me, Matt.
Man.
I appreciate your time,
Great
man.
to see you.
Make sure you come out tonight. It's only $10 to get you in, and make sure you get here early because the lines are going to be long. You don't want to get turned away. So make sure you come check out Matt as well as all the other acts that are performing tonight. It's Winter Jam 2016, Council Bluffs, Iowa. And where can they follow you guys on social media?
MatthewWest.com is our website. Is my website. Winter Jam Tour. You can find that on all the social media outlets. You can also find out other cities that we're going to be playing. So it's going to be a great tour. You can catch us here. Catch us. This is the closest we're coming to this area, obviously. But yeah, you can come and catch us any show around the country. We'd love to have you on.
Take care, guys.